How did you end up working on that?
I think probably because I was working on Seinfeld, and that was such a big deal at that time. And I don't know what Ron was doing prior to that he got onto that. He may have just known the people from Cheers, I'm not sure. But those were just extraordinary people to work with. And you read the script and you thought, success. I mean, from day one of going onto that set and just seeing like that first day of rehearsals, you knew the show was going to be around for a while.
Right.
There was a sophistication to it and a smartness to it that you just knew was a success.
And as you said, you were doing Seinfeld
Right.
at the time.
Right.
Did you think that if Frasier got picked up as a series that you would leave Seinfeld?
Oh no, Ron and I didn't really know Ron, but the two of us just hit it off then, and I just said, well, I'm going to Seinfeld and you've got Frasier. And we just always knew that was just going to be the way it was.
How was that different? And you talked about the tone a little bit. How would you describe the editorial style of Frasier?
Well, that one was one where everybody wanted the shows to come in maybe only 2 minutes over. And I think the density of the writing and all of that was just going to be very difficult to lose anything. And I think there was just a storyline that went through it that they really needed everything to pretty much remain intact. So they tried to get shows that were close to time.
What was it about that show that made you think it would be a hit?
Everything. I mean, really, it was just the people were just amazingly smart in their writing. I think Kelsey Grammer was perfectly cast. I think everything about it was just perfect. It was flawless. So, yeah.
And how closely did you work with Peter Casey and David Lee and David and Jill?
On the pilot?
Mhm.
Oh, they were in the room a lot. You know, but I remember them just being a real pleasure and very collaborative and coming up with the idea of the little cards for, you know, the next scene and all of that. And there was one that came up in the editing room of how to do that. And they were just wonderful to work with.